Hey guys, this is Shreyas, back to you with another video. If you were on the fence about buying the OnePlus 8 or the OnePlus 8 Pro based on the camera performance, this is the video for you. By the way, this took me almost a week to make this video, so it would be great if you gave a sub to the channel and like the video below. This is Shreyas and let's check that out. Let's start with the camera specs first. The OnePlus 8 has a 48 megapixel primary sensor with a f1.75 aperture. It is the Sony IMX586, which was the flagship sensor of last year. It is coupled with the ultra-wide with 16 megapixels of resolution, f2.2 and a field of view of 116 degrees. Next, we have a disappointing 2 megapixel macro lens with a f2.4 aperture. Coming to the OnePlus 8 Pro, we have a primary 48 megapixel camera with a f1.78 aperture, but it is the IMX689 sensor from Sony. It is partnered with the ultra-wide camera, which is also 48 megapixel with a f2.2 aperture. And note that this sensor is the primary camera sensor of the OnePlus 8, the same Sony IMX586. We also have a 8 megapixel telephoto camera with a f2.44 aperture, and the last sensor is the color filter sensor with 5 megapixel resolution and f2.2 aperture, which is still disabled. Now let's finally move to the camera samples. Looking at the ultra-wide lens of both the cameras, we can clearly make out that the OnePlus 8 Pro has a wider field of view, which is 120 degrees, and this 48 megapixel camera pixel bins into 12 megapixel results and shows more detail and captures more light in low light scenarios. Zooming into the picture, we see more details in the leaves clearly in the OnePlus 8 Pro. This is where the 48 megapixel sensor comes in handy and produces way more sharper results. A similar story is seen with the primary sensor of the OnePlus 8 and 8 Pro as well. Both of these sensors pixel bin into 12 megapixel result, but if we zoom in, we can clearly see that there is more detail retention and sharpness in these grills on the left hand side corner of the same picture. So clearly the image processing in the OnePlus 8 Pro is a bit superior to the OnePlus 8, and maybe also the sensor quality contributes to the same. Looking into the zoom, yes, the OnePlus 8 does not have a dedicated telephoto lens, which is a huge bummer as the OnePlus 7T did have a 2x telephoto lens. Here there is a 2x digital mode which comes on by default, but in the OnePlus 8 Pro we see a 3x optical lens. More detail is seen clearly in the 3x optical lens because of the optical magnification, whereas the 8 has a digital crop, but I see a little bit better highlight control on the car of the OnePlus 8 rather than the OnePlus 8 Pro. Coming to a very challenging scenario, which is shooting in direct sunlight. In the ultra-wide lens, we see that clearly the highlight retention is very good in both the cameras, but the shadows get a bit crushed in the OnePlus 8. If you look carefully in the trees and the shadows of the building in front, the OnePlus 8 shadows retain a lot more detail and is produced evenly. Same scenario is seen when you use the primary camera. There is a change in the white balance of both the cameras, but the OnePlus 8 is a bit more drastic in my opinion. Also, the similar story in the shadow retention. The OnePlus 8 Pro retains a lot more shadow detail in the trees and the building. So in dynamic range, OnePlus 8 Pro is the clear winner with the primary and the ultra-wide. Looking at some more daylight pictures, we see the field of view in the ultra-wide lens on the OnePlus 8 Pro is a little bit wider than the OnePlus 8 again. I feel the dynamic range is also a bit better on the OnePlus 8 Pro. Zooming into the corner of the picture, we can clearly see that there is a lot of noise produced in the OnePlus 8 picture in the shadows. There is a little more distortion on the OnePlus 8 Pro at the edges, but you can see a very clean picture with a lot of sharpness and detail retained as well. As you can see, the primary lens also produces the same story. The dynamic range is a bit better with the sky well exposed in the OnePlus 8 Pro. In the 8, the greens look a bit weird. Zooming into the left corner, we see the fence, and the detail retention in the OnePlus 8 Pro is way better than the OnePlus 8. Using the digital zoom on the OnePlus 8 and the 3x optical zoom in the 8 Pro, I feel the color accuracy on the OnePlus 8 is a bit better over here. OnePlus 8 Pro image is a little bit overexposed in my opinion, and the greens just look weird over here in this. Another daylight ultra wide shot, and we can see the pictures are almost similar, but when we zoom in to the left hand side corner on the fence of the blue building, we clearly see that the fence is way more sharper and clearer on the 8 Pro image. Consistently, the 8 Pro is producing sharper, cleaner and more detailed images with a wider field of view. Clearly, the 48 megapixel ultra-wide camera is paying off. These images were shot close to sunset. Over here, I clearly feel that the OnePlus 8 Pro has a lower focal length than the OnePlus 8 on the ultra-wide. When we zoom in, we clearly see the amount of detail retention, also the amount of distortion on the edges. Yes, the OnePlus 8 Pro has a tad more distortion, but also it is because of the wider field of view in my opinion. Looking into the details and sharpness, the OnePlus 8 Pro is a clear winner in my opinion. Moving to the primary camera, we see the same result. If we zoom in to the buildings, we can clearly see the detail retention in the OnePlus 8 Pro is a tad better. The greens are weird in both the images in my opinion, and also there is a difference in white balance between the two of the images. If you compare the color of the building and the sky, here is another zoomed photo with the 2x digital on the OnePlus 8 and the 3x optical zoom in the OnePlus 8 Pro. Here I felt the image processing in the 8 Pro was well done. The algorithm is way better, and OnePlus did not skimp out on the image processing of the telephoto lens, which is usually the case. Before, we saw oversaturated pictures on the OnePlus 7 Pro and the 7T, which just spoil the images upon using the telephoto lens. Here the image retention is way better, and I feel it's a way more natural looking picture compared to the 8-7 series telephoto lens. Pushing the zoom levels on the cameras to 10x, we see that the detail in the OnePlus 8 is just getting lost after this point, and the OnePlus 8 Pro is not that great, but it is way better compared to the OnePlus 8 Pro since the telephoto lens is being used to zoom in more. Here is another shot almost after sunset. I feel the 8 Pro is a tad warmer than the OnePlus 8, and I feel it is way more accurate in terms of colors compared to the OnePlus 8 over here. The image retention, the details are the same as we saw in the previous samples. Coming to the primary lens, there is a bigger shift in colors in the OnePlus 8 from the ultra wide to the primary. There is a slight shift in the OnePlus 8 Pro camera as well, but it is way more negligible compared to the 8. But if you see the image retention, the processing is way better, and here I feel the 8 is way closer to the natural white balance it should be at. Zooming in again, we see the same picture, and the quality retention in the OnePlus 8 Pro is way better. The color consistency in the OnePlus 8 is better to the 8 Pro in my opinion, since also it's a digital zoom from the same lens. The 8 Pro is slightly cool in this. Now, both these phones have a dedicated macro lens and a macro mode baked into the camera. Let's take a look at some macro samples. Here we can see that the 8 Pro can get closer to the subject and capture way more details as well. This is clearly due to the megapixel difference of the sensors. Same story is seen when we look into this particular picture. The dynamic range on the 8 is close to non-existent, and the details pulled out from the shadows in the 8 Pro is really impressive. Also in the 8 Pro there is a toggle to zoom in and zoom out. I checked and I can confirm that the ultra wide lens is only being used and the crop is digital completely. Coming to some indoor lit conditions, we can see here the ultra wide lens of both the cameras being used. But if you see in the top right corner where the window is there, a lot more details from the highlights is retained in the OnePlus 8 Pro image on the right compared to the OnePlus 8 on the left. Coming to another ultra wide camera sample in indoor lit conditions, I feel the white balance in the OnePlus 8 Pro is a bit more accurate since we were under yellow lights inside, with white light coming in from the windows. Moving to the primary cameras, the story is same over here. The detail retention is better on the OnePlus 8 Pro. If you see the ridges on the plastic cap of the coffee cup, also the white balance is way warmer than the OnePlus 8, which is more accurate in my opinion. Next, if you observe, the background blur is a bit more prominent on the OnePlus 8 Pro since it has a larger sensor which automatically blurs out images way better. It could add to your advantage or disadvantage given how far you are from your subject. We see a stark difference in the macro camera lens performance between the OnePlus 8 and the 8 Pro again. The 2 megapixel macro camera on the OnePlus 8 fails to retain details, maintain the dynamic range as well. Coming to the OnePlus 8 Pro, it uses the 48 megapixel ultra wide to shoot macro shots. Clearly we have better detail, better background separation, higher dynamic range. White balance is more accurate on the OnePlus 8 Pro. Now quickly looking through some human subject pictures. Here you can clearly see the colors in the 8 is a bit washed out. The colors apart from my skin are way more accurate on the 8 Pro. My skin has a kind of a red hue in the 8 Pro in my opinion, and in the 8 it's kind of yellowish. Now moving to the primary sensor, here I feel the 8 did a little bit better, but the same issues still persist, and I feel the color reproduction is kind of consistent in the 8 as well as on the 8 Pro. Same issues with the skin colors is seen, but the rest of the picture is way more accurate on the 8 Pro in my opinion. Moving to the digital zoom on the 8 and the optical zoom in the 8 Pro, again the skin issue is there, but if I see the details are way better on the skin and on the face, my eyes are clearly visible, the dynamic range is better, and the picture is less washed out and more vibrant on the 8 Pro. Moving to portrait mode shots, here it is from the primary sensor. As you can see, it is cropped in a bit, and I feel the background blur and all that stuff is great. Same issues with the colors of my skin persist. Moving to the ultra wide portrait mode shot, here also you can see the part between my arms has been blurred out very well. The same issue persists with the skin colors. Overall, the pictures are nice and pleasing. Moving to a bit more challenging conditions with more background objects in the portrait mode, as you can see the text on the dish is clear, but the top of the same dish is blurred out. So clearly it's not a linear blur, and that's why I feel a time of flight camera would have helped a lot more. Overall the image is good. Surprisingly, again the part between my arms are blurred out pretty well. The colors differ by a lot, and that I feel is a bit disappointing in the OnePlus 8. Coming to another portrait shot from the primary sensor, the colors are inconsistent in both the cameras. I feel the 8 Pro is a bit more accurate, but the skin color is not accurate in my opinion. Putting up a greater challenge to the portrait mode and the edge detection, I have let my hair open over here, and you can see that clearly the edge detection suffers around the edges of my hair. It's good, but definitely cannot identify the single strands of hair, and it's kind of understandable given the lack of the time of flight sensor and also that slight wind was blowing. Still, I don't feel these are great portrait shots in my opinion. Using the primary camera, we can again see the camera struggles to do the proper edge detection over here as well. The same story continues with the skin colors and the background colors as well. Coming to the selfies, you can see that again my face is way more reddish on the OnePlus 8 Pro, and it's way more washed out on the OnePlus 8 I guess. Even in the background colors, you can see in the greens and the blues of the skies that the colors are washed out on the OnePlus 8, where the OnePlus 8 Pro is a bit more vibrant over there. Coming to a more challenging situation, I feel the dynamic range on the 8 Pro is way better than the OnePlus 8 over here. The details retained in my hair is a bit more. Also, the contrast is higher. Also, the highlight of the sun is under control in my opinion. So here are some video samples. This is at 1080p 30 fps. I'm recording this handheld. Also keep an eye on the microphone icon so that you know where the audio is coming from and you can decide which audio sounds better. The OIS is helping both the cases to a certain extent. Also we can change the focal length. Here's the ultra wide, and here is the telephoto. The telephoto on the 8 Pro is optical as you can see, and it's a digital crop in the 8. Here's 1080p 60 fps. Here the stabilization will only be electronic if I'm correct, and we can see a lot more stutters in the 8. Also to note, the 8 cannot change focal lengths in the 60 fps mode, whereas the 8 Pro, as you can see here, can change the focal lengths to whatever is there. But the lack of OIS in this mode is really showing up. As you can see, my hands are shaking in the zoom mode and we can see a lot of stutters. And this is the super stable mode in both the phones with 1080p footage only. But this mode has a caveat, it can only work in 30 fps mode. It apparently combines the electronic and optical stabilization. Also in this mode you cannot use the multiple focal lengths, which is weird, but I guess to combine both OIS and EIS, this is required. I'm gonna walk around a bit more so that you can understand the stabilization in both of them, and I'm gonna skip over this part. Let me know how you feel the stabilization is, or how the video quality looks like. It's a very sunny day and I have overhead sun at the moment. Now here's a comparison between the HDR video mode on the 8 Pro versus the normal video mode in the 8. Both are being recorded at 1080p 30 fps. You cannot toggle the video settings or the focal length in the 8 Pro's case. Let me know if you see a vast difference between the video quality and if it is worth considering the 8 Pro because of this reason. I feel like the stabilization is a bit better on the 8 Pro due to the optical image stabilization being better. I see a few possible jitters in the video because the processing will be tougher over here. It's an overcast day, it's sunny, but it's pretty much cloudy. Cool. Here's the video from the 8 Pro and the 8 from the front facing camera. Tell me, how do you feel the video quality is? Here's in harsh sunlight. Keep an eye on the dynamic range. I'm walking around now. Let me know about the stabilization. Over here is where you can see my face in the sky and the building right behind me. There's a stark color difference between the 8 Pro and the 8, both of which are not very accurate. The sky is a bit darker in the 8 Pro. In the 8 it's light, but my face color is weird. I look way more reddish in the 8 Pro and yellowish in the 8. You can see the building behind me. The color is weird, and yeah, I don't think either of the selfie cameras are accurate, but it might produce pleasing pictures for you, so you can make the verdict for yourself. So it's a very clear-cut choice in my opinion. If cameras are your priority, then definitely go for the OnePlus 8 Pro. The ultra wide is better, the macro lens is better, the zoom is optical, and even the primary sensors, algorithm and image processing is superior to the OnePlus 8. The OnePlus 8 is good, not have a dedicated telephoto camera, which is a huge bummer because it even existed in the cheaper 70. Even though the sensor is from last year, I definitely feel that the image processing is better on the OnePlus 8 rather than the 70 or the 7 Pro series, and I feel it will get better with software updates. But then again, don't buy the phone depending on the software update promises. OnePlus phones have a tendency to improve the camera performance. OnePlus 8 Pro is a great starting point in my opinion this year. Coming to a few controversial things like the photochrome camera, I tested it out. It's using the primary camera and putting a filter on top of that. You can see a few camera samples here. Actually, the color filter camera lens is not functional even now. Please do subscribe if you like this video. I am reviewing the OnePlus 8 and I will completely tell you about all the pros and cons about it in another review video. So stay tuned for that. Thank you for watching.